So, in a shock to a lot of people, and my guess would be in a shock to 99% of people, Natasha Howard is looking like an MVP candidate. And this is a player who last year for the Indiana Fever was fine. I'm not going to pretend that Natasha Howard was bad for the Fever. She wasn't. She was fine. She was objectively fine. I think there were some highs, there were some real lows. Like real lows. And the thing is that like it was very clear that she was not needed for this season. Defensively, passable. Absolutely passable. But if you're asking me like who has been better, Maisha Hines-Allen this year or Natasha Howard last year, I would go Maisha Hines-Allen this year. I would absolutely go Maisha Hines-Allen this year. And Natasha Howard, game 1.5. So they obviously played their first game, or they lost to, if I'm not mistaken, the Lynx lost their first game to Atlanta, but they should have won. And then the Mercury, honestly, the Mercury game till the Wings game, I literally was like, man, it might be time to retire, Natasha. It might be time to retire. And then the Lynx fully doubled and tripled down. So the Lynx starting off the season had Emma Chikova, who was playing good minutes at the 5. And by the way, there's no guarantee that Natasha Howard continues to put up these stats when Fee's there. It's unlikely. Or if she puts up these stats even when Uhas comes back. That being said, the way Natasha Howard's playing right now, she had a 22-point first half. Like she's averaging more than 15.2 points. She had 26 today. So what's that over average? It's 11 over average. She's averaging probably 17 points per game for a 4-2 team and has been their best player. Like she is somehow in an early season MVP candidate, looking like a near guarantee to be an all-star early in this year. And why is that? And people are like, and did the Fever mess up in missing out on her? I'll just talk about it a little bit, but I think, did the Fever mess up? No. The reason why the Indiana Fever didn't mess up is it is very, very obvious if you're watching games and not reading box scores why Natasha Howard is succeeding so much in this system. So I'll bring the Paint Online. If you guys don't know, again, Paint Online. You know, we're gonna have the most scuffed drawings ever, but I'm gonna show you guys the situation. So obviously here is the half court. She still is what she is, running in transition. She's running harder this year than she did last year. But here is the half court. And I will show you the difference between her position versus where she played for Indiana. So this year, every single offense is initiated with either so we've got, I'm just going to have the 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like a 2-3 zone? No. That is Natasha Howard. Every single offense is initiated by a Natasha Howard pick and roll, ideally for Olivia Miles dive to the basket. Spread spacing everywhere. So Olivia Miles either gets that downhill going right most of the time, or if she isn't able to turn the corner and Natasha Howard's man goes there, the ball goes to Natasha Howard. She's good at scoring layups. She's pretty damn good at that. Or if it is Courtney Williams, she'll set the screen this way. Courtney Williams will just dribble in, pull up from here. Natasha Howard's got an opportunity for an offensive rebound. So that is all Natasha Howard's doing this year. She's playing hard. I'll give her that. That's basically what she's doing. They've got all shooters. They have got all shooters. There are shooters everywhere on this team. And Natasha Howard is their inside center. Like, they don't have anything even that resembles a center not named Natasha Howard. Like, if you look here, their backup center is Hoff. Leah Two King's playing 10 minutes, probably at the 5. Like, Hoff is a dev contract player who's nothing special. Dorka's out. Fee's out. Even Kosu's out, who's been playing reps at center. Even Kosu's out. So Nia Coffey's having to give you reps at center too. Leah Two King, just like in college, is giving you reps at center. It's tricky. It is tricky situations, but she is playing as a 5-out role guy center with spacing, with elite spacing. Whereas when she was in Indiana, the offense was a little bit different. So With Indiana, Caitlin Clark, instead of starting here, like Olivia Miles is, and playing with their guards spread there, and Natasha Howard has free reign for everywhere. Like Natasha Howard has ability to screen, and she has free reign of the entire inside. However, if you're looking at the way the Indiana Fever set up last year, it was Caitlin, Aaliyah here, Natasha Howard here, Hull or Mitchell, Hull. That's kind of how they set up. Or Mitchell, I'll say Hull kind of. Hull didn't start fully on the wing. She didn't start in the corner. She kind of started here. Like in a lot of the Indiana Fever's offenses, last year especially, it was to get to this. So Caitlin runs the pick and roll. Caitlin goes around it. Aaliyah was working off the short roll in this range right here. And then Natasha Howard was going baseline to baseline in the dunker spot. She would drift a little bit sometimes. Sometimes she would go weak side and start cutting. But more so than with Alyssa Smith. And Alyssa Smith was a lot of the time on the weak side and should have cut. We were seeing her operate out of this area right here. So what ended up happening was that she has this area to operate. Aaliyah Boston has this area to operate. And they got in each other's way. In a lot of situations, Aaliyah would... so Aaliyah would be, say, here. Or even, like, Aaliyah would be here on a post-up, but Natasha Howard would be here. Meaning that Aaliyah's player is guarding her. Natasha Howard's player was here. So in a lot of situations, there was basically almost a double team, and they were still able to recover to Natasha. It just didn't work. It didn't work. Natasha Howard at this stage in her career is a spread it out center. And it just did not work with Aaliyah. And it would not have worked with Aaliyah. It was not going to work with Aaliyah. It was not going to work with Kelsey. It was not going to work with Caitlin. Natasha Howard just got in their way. And this is an ideal situation for her. It is an ideal situation for her. Why? Because it's working. She has all the entire key to operate. Her defense is still above average. Above average when she wants to be. And yeah, that is pretty much it. That is why Natasha Howard became an MVP candidate.